Hello everybody, this is Like It's 1985, and today's review is going to be a War Machine review, and actually we're going to look at the movie series War Machine and the comic series War Machine, of course from the Iron Man 2 figure line. You'll know in my last review that I did on the Crimson Dynamo that I wanted to really pick up War Machine from this line. Happened to be at Walmart, saw these two and decided to do a kind of a comparison review between the movie series and the comic series. Okay, so I've got both of these War Machines outside of their packaging. Let's go ahead and first take a look at the movie version. Let's get a quick look at them. One of the things I first noticed about this movie version is got the arc light in his chest, whereas the comic version does not. He's also got some nice numbering and lettering. Gives a very military look to him, which is appropriate for War Machine. And what I like about this movie version is it's got this nice scale armor effect, you can see here, and the suit itself, from head to toe, basically is very angular in design. Now the weapons, these weapons can actually retract back here, and this particular weapon, you can have the option of either this type of missile or this missile. And the other thing you can do is you can actually insert the this piece here, which is a soft rubber or soft plastic, which is colored silver metallic, and it can plug into here and also in the back of his armor right there. It stays pretty well in the back here, but when I try to plug it into here on either side, you can do it on either side apparently, it just didn't stay in to my satisfaction, so I just left it out. I might, if I decide I want it in, I might just super glue it, but I was not successful at getting it to stay in for any length of time off camera, so I just lifted it off. Now, as far as articulation goes, the head can rotate about that far. It's being hindered by these two pieces of armor here. As far as the shoulder armor, it can articulate up and down, and the shoulder itself is on a ball hinge, as is the elbow. Swivel wrists, and you can see he has one hand that is open like that, one hand that's in a fist like that. And they painted in the energy weapon into the palm of his hand, so that's pretty cool detail. Now, as far as articulation of the torso, you can go like that, side to side. No waist articulation. He does have ball-hinged hips, or legs if you want to call them that. And the thing about the ball joint, or the ball hinge, is on my last review I missed the fact that while you can, rotate the leg like this, you can move the ball hinge so that it's to the side, and then move the leg like that, and be able to move the leg to the side like that. So it just depends on how you arrange the ball hinge joint. I prefer to have it facing forward so you can have, his legs go forward. And it can be kind of a pain sometimes to get it in the position, but once you do, it's just fine. So I just prefer to keep them like that. Thigh rotates. Double hinged knee, which is really nice. I like that. And you've got a ball hinged ankle. So that pretty much takes care of the movie version. So let's move on to the comic version. Comic version will be very familiar to those of you who collect or collected the Marvel Legends Toy Biz War Machine. Much more reminiscent of that than the movie version. So you've got these two weapons effects, as you can see here, which are removable, of course. And like his movie counterpart, these weapons can rotate to the back like that. And as you can see, overall, the design they use on the comic version is they've got the sculpted muscles that are sculpted into the armor, both on the legs and the upper body right there, and the arms. So, onto articulation. His head rotates a little farther than his movie counterpart. Of course, he's got the movable armor, shoulder armor. Again, ball-hinged shoulders, ball-hinged elbows, swivel wrists, and the upper torso articulation. The actual where it's actually at is somewhat different from the movie version, and it can go just a little bit like that and a little bit forward like that. That's all it appears to be able to go. Again, we got ball-hinged hips, double jointed knees. I always like showing that because I really like that joint, and ball-hinged ankles. So as far as the coloring goes, he's got silver on parts of his leg, arm, and some of his torso. And the rest, as you may or may not be able to see, it's a blue metallic, but it's got some darker coloring, I think, to show either battle damage or wear. As you can see here, this is the wear effect that I'm talking about. Here's the metallic blue. So he's got that throughout the armor, even into the legs. You can see how it's definitely got a wear and tear feel to it, or a battle damage look to it. So when you compare these two side by side, right away I think you can see it's obvious that this guy here, the comic version, is a much more buffed up version, I guess, for lack of a better word, or just you can see how the upper torso is just huge compared to the movie version. So when you're considering, which one to buy, it really comes down to preference. There's nothing wrong with either one that I can think of as far as reasons to not buy them. It just comes down to personal preference. I'm more used to seeing the comic version, but I also like the movie version. There's a lot I like about it. Like I said, I like the scale armor effect and the fact that it shows the arc light in his chest. So really, it's up to you. Anyhow, this has been my review of the two War Machines from the Iron Man 2 figure series. Hope you've enjoyed, hope you found it informative, and I'll catch you in the next review.